Good morning, Austin Davis with Trust My Mechanic here. I got 2 email questions last week out of the hundreds that I get, but 2 of them were on the same subject about I got a musty, kind of a damp, fungusy type smell inside my car. How do I get rid of the smell? So I just want to show you a few things that I think are kind of interesting. Hopefully you'll stick around for the video and maybe learn something, maybe not. So let's try something. Inside the car, I'm going to switch behind the camera here. I'm on the passenger side of the vehicle. This is the dashboard area. Up under the dashboard, so there's the dashboard. Up under the dashboard, inside the dash, is a little radiator, little aluminum metal radiator called the evaporator core. And that's for the air conditioner. So the Freon is out under the hood, and the compressor for the air conditioning is out under the hood. Comes inside the dashboard, goes inside that little radiator called the evaporator core, cools down that radiator so it gets like a block of ice inside the dashboard. There's a fan inside of there that blows the air across that cold radiator and comes out the vents. So that's, in a nutshell, how your air conditioning system works. Well, over time, just like a Coke can that you take outside of a refrigerator, as soon as you put it in your hand, the Coke can, the aluminum Coke can or a bottle, and you go outside and it's a little warm or humid outside, the bottle starts to sweat. Same thing happens inside your vehicle for that evaporator core, and when it sweats, it'll drip on the outside of the passenger side of your vehicle. You can sometimes walk outside and see it just dripping. That's just condensation from the evaporator, which is inside the dash. Okay, so to get onto the smell, well, if you have your air conditioner in the recirculate mode or the max air setting, it's usually one of these or it'll say max air, it's shutting off the outside air. There's a door in the dash, and if you have your air conditioner set on fresh air or on normal, it's open, so you're taking hot, humid air from outside. Well, it depends on where you live, I guess, and trying to put that air into that cold evaporator and cool off the inside of the car. I live in Houston, so I never use that setting because it can be 102 degrees outside, and there's no way I'm going to be able to cool down 102 degrees when it's 85% humidity here. So we leave ours in the max recirculate setting, and it takes the air that's inside the car and just recirculates it and recools it. It's much cooler and it's much crisper and drier. Okay, I said all that to say this. If you turn the key on, we're going to try to get rid of a musty odor smell. If you turn the key on, you don't have to start the car. Make sure that the fan is on, high or next to high setting. It's in max setting, and the recirculate is on. So we're sucking the air from inside the car and recirculating it. I'm on the passenger side. I'm going to take a can of Lysol or something close to it. This is just some kind of disinfectant spray, but it's just like Lysol. It's an antibacterial. I think it's got some alcohol in it. And we're going to spray it underneath the dashboard on the passenger side. That's where it's sucking in the air for the recirculate mode. Just to prove it, I lit this incense. See how it's sucking in the incense under the dash? There's the glove box. That incense is going to hit that cold evaporator, and it will stick, so there'll be some of this smell that'll kind of stay and linger on that evaporator for a while. So what happens is, especially if you have pets, you have your window down a lot, the air recirculates in here, goes up into that evaporator, and then sticks on the evaporator. I've seen an evaporator completely clogged with hair, from ladies who have long hair and the hair just kind of sheds over time, or they have a dog or a cat in the car a lot. Plus, it builds mold and fungus because that evaporator is basically wet. It's dripping all the time. So if you take a can of Lysol and just heavily spray around the carpet area, I'm kind of just saturating under the carpet. I have the air conditioner on high, so this spray is going right into the evaporator, hitting the evaporator, killing any fungus or anything that's on that evaporator. That'll get rid of a musty, odory smell. And you can spray a lot. It's just going to be a little strong. Now what I would do is just close the doors. I got all the windows up. I'd close the doors and let it just sit here for about 5 minutes on the recirc mode. You don't need the engine on. and just let it permeate throughout the cab. That'll get rid of that musty odor smell. Might take a day or two. It's going to be a little strong for a day or two, but it does work. Now the next thing is, let's say you're a smoker or you just got some bad smells in the car. I love this. This is called Tough Stuff. I'm not endorsing the product, but I use a ton of this in our shop. This cleans everything that we've been able to get on somebody's car. So if we step in your car with a big greasy footprint, this stuff just eats it right up. It's amazing. It doesn't seem to affect any of the upholstery we've ever used it on, but you might want to test it on yours first. You can get this at Walmart, Target, your auto parts store. Even my local grocery store has it in their auto section. So this works great to get rid of deep odors like pet odors or smoker odors. And you literally spray it on. I'm on the passenger side on the carpet. Kind of makes a light little foam. If the carpets aren't dirty, you can just leave it. It'll dry and dry clear and the foam goes away. It's got a wonderful smell. I got it on the metal of the seat. It's okay. It's got a really clean smell like you just came out of the, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit, like you just came out of the car wash. But if you do have some dirt, you can take just a brush, this is just a handheld brush, and just lightly go over it. Look at that. I mean, it just looks brand new. And there's no big scrubbing. Smells delicious. It's slightly damp, so you want to keep the windows down after you do it and let some of the moisture come out of the car. I spray it on my dash. There's a little spot on that. I mean, it just seems to be wonderful stuff. They call it Tough Stuff, and it is. It works great. If you have a lot of smoker smells, cigar type smells, those smells are going to go up here into the headliner. This is above your head, and this is called the headliner. It's basically just a piece of cardboard covered with some fabric. But up underneath it, so you can push it, there's some insulation to keep the sun's heat off your head, keep the sound of rain and hail off your head, and just insulate the car. I take some of the Tough Stuff and just easily, quickly give it a shot. If you're a smoker, you probably want to do quite a bit. Spray it up on the headliner, come back with just a regular towel, and just wipe off some of the big stuff. That really seems to take down a lot of the smoker smell. And it's easy to do and it won't hurt anything. If you just want your car to smell good, I love to wear cologne. I just like to smell nice. But if you take your favorite cologne, this is Versace, and get up under the dash, I'm on the passenger side still. Under the carpet is a material called jute, J-U-T-E, and it's basically a bunch of cotton rags and clothes and stuff all built into this material. You can see it right there, kind of a whitish gray. Well, it's really dense stuff. I mean, it's just a bunch of materials smushed together, but that's where it gives the insulation and the sound deadening for your vehicle. If you leave the AC on high, so I come back and turn the AC on high again, I'm still in the recirculate mode. Spray my cologne right onto the jute under the carpet. You can spray it on top of the carpet too, but the jute material under the carpet, that stuff, it'll hold on to that perfume for quite a long time. I can still smell it after 2 weeks, and people will get into my truck, which is kind of dirty sometimes, and they'll say, wow, it smells so good in here. And it's because of the cologne I put under the jute. And it just takes 5 or 6 sprays. But so those are 3 ways of getting rid of smells in your vehicle. Tough Stuff. I don't know who makes it. It used to be Cymerized. Now it says Armor All. Good stuff. And then just regular Lysol. Get you a scrub brush. Spray it down every once in a while. Spray up under the dash with the key on, with the air blowing. You'll get rid of most of your smells that way, and it's easy. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Smell you later.